Celebrating, preserving, and sharing history. It's important to building a strong, cultured community. Remembering notable figures and locations from the past and sharing them with visitors and residents provides insight and wisdom for generations to come.
Yeah, it's easier to create a better future by honoring the past. And that is exactly what the Selbyville Historical Society has set out to accomplish. And we're here this afternoon with the president of the Selbyville Historical Society. This is Irene Bunting, and she's here with Susan Bunting, the vice president. Ladies, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. Good to see you. Okay, so let's just start with the history of the Historical Society. How did it get started?
Actually, it was an offshoot of the Selbyville Library, which is currently in Senator Townsend's home. And as we became able to get the funds to build a new library in the town of Selbyville, the house was going to be empty. And so a group called the Townsend Committee, loosely, was started to begin to figure out how to use that home or what would happen to it in the future once the library was in the new facility. So we had to become a 501c3 in order to become a nonprofit and begin to think about how we would like to see that house used, first of all, preserved and maybe restored, and how it could be used to benefit the community.
Okay, so what kind of programs are you planning on starting?
Well, that's in the future.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
really don't know at this point.
Okay.
We already have a museum in town.
Right.
And the community uses the library, so we're all trying to work together to enhance everybody's
To figure all that out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're still in the planning stages. We're just trying to excuse me, keep the lights on.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Pay the
And our
insurance
first
bill.
effort was to make sure that that house was kept as a home.
True.
It could have been sold, it could have been raised,
Yeah.
and we wanted to make sure that since it's the iconic part of our town, in honor of Senator Townsend, that this home was saved.
And you mentioned Senator Townsend. For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about him and his connection.
Senator Townsend was Selbyville's most amazing citizen. In fact, when he passed away, he was Delaware's largest landowner. But he came to Selbyville to set up a lumber mill. He made the town, it actually became the strawberry capital of the world because he was so involved with agriculture and the lumber mill and so forth. He was instrumental in bringing the highway to the bottom of the state into the town, but he was eventually the governor of Delaware. In fact, he was very involved in reform in education and in the transportation industry. The Department of Education's building is named for him, and he became a U.S. Senator and actually one of the first delegates to the United Nations when it began in the late 1940s.
He was a mover and a shaker.
He was a mover and a shaker and
How
a
about that?
phenomenal businessman.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Women's
think-
rights.
Women's
Well,
rights.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So you've got a big event coming up June 1st. What's happening June 1st?
We are having our first fundraiser, and we will have auctions.
Yeah.
We will have wonderful food, a DJ dancing and so forth. 6 to 9, Selbyville Fire Hall.
Okay.
And go online. We are online at selbyvillehistoricalsociety.org. We're on Facebook.
Okay.
And reach out, and we will give you all the details if anyone is interested.
Now,
We will also have Dick Carter speak
yes.
to the crowd, and he is the author of Clearing New Ground, which is the book that he put out about Senator Townsend's life.
okay. Now, when you guys were getting ready, you ladies were getting ready for the interview, you brought up some chewing gum, and we're like, what's all that about? What's going on? Now, what does that gum have to do with Selbyville Historical Society?
For those of us who were blessed to be able to know Senator Townsend in his later years, he was remarkable and very friendly. His personality was an electric one anyway, but he would always stand on the church steps or the steps of his home as we would go by on bikes and roller skates and hand out gum. So one of the things the Historical Society has been known for is ensuring that anyone who is involved in the activities receives gum. We're not quite sure if it was spearmint or juicy fruit or whatever, but it was made by
But it was
Wrigley
gum.
Company.
It was gum,
And so that's something that we symbolically do to remember him.
Oh my goodness.
That's neat. I like
Hey, you
that.
brought it up here. Okay, that is, yeah.
All right, and just a reminder, it's June 1st.
June 1st.
Okay. What time?
6 to 9, Selbyville Fire Hall.
That's far.
Okay, and we'll of course have a link to your website on our website, DelmarvaLife.com.
Thank you.
Irene and Susan, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You're
Thank
quite
you
welcome.
very
Wonderful
much.
talking to you.